Imagine this. It's 1902, the grand coronation of King Edward VII. Your husband carries the great sword of state, and at that very moment, while you're freshening up in the ladies' room, your tiara slips off and falls into the toilet. How would you feel? This embarrassing situation is exactly what befell Marchioness Teresa. However, this incident is just a small part of the fascinating history of the Londonderry Jewels. In this video, we'll delve into the stories behind several of these exquisite pieces, including a royal gift from Emperor Alexander I of Russia. Learn about the unique history of these jewels that continue to captivate visitors at the Victoria and Albert Museum. Before we begin, please support my channel by clicking the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you! The jewels we will examine today entered the Londonderry family through Frances, the wife of the 3rd Marquess and the great-grandmother of Winston Churchill. The Honourable Frances Anne Vane Tempest, born on January 17, 1800, in St. James's Square, London, was admired and respected for her successes as a political and society hostess, her business acumen, and her position in society. She capably ran estates in England and Ireland and was known for her strong-mindedness. Her background certainly prepared her to think for herself, trust her own judgment, and stand her ground. Frances Anne married Lord Charles Stuart in 1819, despite opposition from her aunt and uncle. The marriage was a cause célèbre, covered extensively by newspapers. The couple enjoyed a long and prosperous marriage, had 6 children, and expanded their wealth through the coal industry and property acquisitions. Frances Anne's charm and beauty were well known, attracting admiration not only within England, but also from notable figures abroad. According to Londonderry family legend, Russian Emperor Alexander I fell in love upon seeing a portrait of the beautiful Frances Anne Vane. To catch her attention, the emperor asked his court jeweler to select 14 large Siberian amethysts, mined in Siberia, and in 1821, he gifted these stones to Marchioness Frances Anne Vane. These rare amethysts had a rich color range from light pink to dark purple, and were highly valued by gemstone lovers for their saturated purple, wine color, not inferior in quality to the famous amethysts from Brazil. The surprises from the sovereign did not end there. Shortly afterward, he presented Frances Anne with a precious necklace adorned with numerous diamonds and 31 emeralds. The set also included earrings inlaid with clear crystals and 6 emeralds. According to legend, the relationship between the emperor and the marchioness was purely platonic. Nevertheless, she gladly accepted his expensive gifts. It is unknown how Frances Anne's family and her husband felt about this, but the jewelry is still carefully preserved by the family to this day. Frances Anne wore these stones as clasps, as well as a necklace or tiara, but she usually adorned them on her dress. The amethysts were notably worn at the coronation of King William IV. In 1916, the amethysts were made into a tiara for the 7th Marchioness, though she preferred wearing them as a corsage ornament, while the 9th Marchioness wore them as a necklace and bracelets. The Londonderry amethysts are on permanent display at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, though they still belong to the family. The whereabouts of the remaining 7 amethysts are currently unknown. It is possible that some of them were sold at auction. In 1820, the 3rd Marchioness acquired a unique turquoise parure from Count Ferdinand Palffy, a renowned collector. She showcased these magnificent pieces during the coronation of King William IV in 1830. The parure was worn by the 7th Marchioness with the Londonderry tiara and stomacher. The turquoise brooch also was worn by the 9th Marchioness in the 1960s, and the entire parure is on display at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. In 1821, to commemorate the birth of her first son, the 3rd Marchioness of Londonderry acquired the exquisite Goutte de Perle parure set in Vienna from Countess Fries, a banker's widow. The Londonderry Goutte de Perle's parure consists of several brooches, earrings, and pendants, which can be arranged to be worn either as a necklace or as a tiara. It was frequently matched with the Londonderry Diamond Tiara, and successors of the Marchioness have donned it in the form of a tiara. Moreover, the parure is showcased at the Victoria and Albert Museum. In 1854, the third Marchioness of Londonderry used existing family jewels, including a spectacular diamond belt she had worn to the coronation of King William IV in 1831, to create a spectacular down diamonds parure at Garrod, which included a large diamond stomacher, a diamond riviere with a cross pendant, diamond bow brooches, and diamond tiara. The diamond stomacher is a magnificent piece of jewelry made from 230 carats of diamonds, with the most notable stone weighing 15 carats. The stomacher consists of 3 tiers, each adorned with diamond flowers featuring a large central stone. The lower part of the stomacher includes a panel with 3 pendants, each containing a pear-shaped diamond. This unique accessory can be separated into 3 individual brooches, making it very versatile. The stomacher was crafted from the insignia and sword of Viscount Castlereagh, used during the coronation of King George IV in 1821. The Diamond Londonderry Tiara features a combination of silver and gold settings to display its remarkable collection of 1,141 diamonds, totaling 482.5 carats. The diamonds themselves originate from various sources, including highly prized Golconda and Brazilian stones. The Diamond Londonderry Tiara wasn't originally envisioned as an all-diamond piece. The design initially incorporated pearls in each element's center. The tiara's height could be further accentuated by adding tall, pear-shaped pearls. Today, the diamonds occupying each element's center are mounted untremblant. This nearly circular tiara almost completely encircles the wearer's head. However, the tiara was made famous by Teresa, the 6th Marchioness of Londonderry, who wore it in various configurations for a series of portraits in 1889 and 1891. Teresa, the eldest daughter of the 19th Earl of Shrewsbury and the 4th Earl Talbot, hailed from one of England's oldest and most prestigious families. British novelist Edward Frederick Benson admired her vigor, while military journalist Charles Reppington described her as one of the most striking and dominating feminine personalities of her time. In 1875, she married the future 6th Marquess of Londonderry, supporting him in his political endeavors and emerging as a leading political hostess. As a founding member and later president of the Ulster Women's Unionist Council, she fervently opposed Home Rule. Her personal life was fraught with scandal, particularly due to her love affairs, which came to light through her love letters. Despite a strained relationship with her husband, they maintained a public image of the ideal couple. Marchioness Teresa was a renowned socialite, a woman of steely character and immense ambition, who utilized the full splendor of the family jewels to dazzle society. As described in Geoffrey Munn's book, Tiaras, A History of Splendor, she reveled in personal magnificence, openly and unequivocally enjoying standing at the top of her staircase with the family fender, as she called this delightful diamond crown on her pretty head. Lady Teresa frequently wore this tiara, often modifying it to suit different occasions. As one of the leading Tory hostesses, she was famously referred to as a highwaywoman in a tiara while entertaining at Wynyard Park, Mount Stuart, and Londonderry House in London. In 1897, Teresa, the wife of the 6th Marquess of Londonderry, wore the tiara as part of her costume at the renowned Devonshire House Ball. She attended the ball dressed as Empress Maria Theresa of Austria. For the occasion, she adorned herself with a necklace of pear-shaped pearls, complemented by a diamond riviere above. The famous Londonderry tiara was adapted with the addition of a cross of brilliants to form an exact copy of Maria Theresa's crown. Newspapers unanimously praised Lady Londonderry, stating she looked the part to perfection and listing her among the beauties of the night. However, not all moments with the tiara were so glamorous. In 1902, for the coronation of King Edward VII, Marchioness Teresa added pearls to her tiara, nearly doubling its height. This embellishment, though stunning, led to an embarrassing incident. While powdering her nose in the ladies' room, Teresa found herself stuck for an extended period. Her prolonged absence caused concern, and she had to call for help. It turned out that the heavy tiara had slipped off her head and fallen into the toilet. The precious tiara had to be retrieved with tongs, One can only imagine Teresa's embarrassment in such a moment. Have you ever had an unexpected mishap during an important event? After Teresa, the tiara continued to play a significant role in the lives of the Londonderry family. Edith, the wife of the 7th Marquess of Londonderry, often chose this exquisite tiara for important occasions in the 1920s and 1930s, including a series of portraits in 1927. She prominently displayed the tiara at the coronation of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth at Westminster Abbey in 1937. Several years later, in 1948, she wore it to the state opening of Parliament in the House of Lords, and in 1952, she adorned herself with it for the graduation ball at Londonderry House. Edith was a highly influential woman between the two world wars. She maintained close friendships with Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald and served as the chief commander of the Women's Volunteer Reserve. The 7th Marchioness became the first woman appointed as a Dame Grand Cross of the Order of the British Empire in the military division. The Londonderrys still own this tiara, though they have kindly shared the piece with the public. Along with the other discussed jewels, the tiara is on display at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. Thank you for watching this video. Share your impressions in the comments and support my channel by subscribing and liking. Thank you.